Charity is a bodyguard that will guard us against the attacks of suffering. By praying, person will receive protection from Allah sowed on this earth. I wish I could just be grass, so that the horses eat it because they are so terrified of God's torment. Do not look down on every Muslim, even the weakest in faith is great in the eyes of Allah. There is no good talk if it is not directed to gain the pleasure of Allah sowed. There is greatness in the fear of Allah sowed, satisfaction in believing in Allah sowed, and honor in humility. People who hope for heaven must be able to learn to do good to fellow human beings. It is not permissible for a Muslim to insult another Muslim. What is small to the Muslims is big in the sight of Allah. If good advice doesn't affect someone's change, then know that his heart is empty. The more knowledge you have, the greater your piety to Allah. The shy and modest man is a wonderful character, but the shy and modest woman is even more amazing. Whoever enters the grave without bringing provisions, namely in the form of good deeds, his situation is like a person crossing the ocean without using a boat. Since I converted to Islam, I have never had my stomach full in order to feel the freshness of worship, and I have never had enough of drinking because I miss God so much. Science is the life of the mind. Follow the way of life that the Holy Prophet showed you Muhammad saw, because actually that is the right way. If you expect blessings from Allah, then be kind to his servants. Someone who is afraid to cry, then he must also learn to be kind to people who cry. Going to great lengths to relieve the suffering of others is the true essence of generosity. When it is time for prayer, stand up and go to where your fire is burning and put it out. He who builds a mosque in the way of Allah, then Allah builds a house for him in heaven. Follow the way of life shown by the Prophet Muhammad because actually it is the right way. Do things with humility and respect. If you expect blessings from Allah, then be kind to his servants. Knowledge is the living source of the mind. One of the worst sins is a person who takes his sins lightly. Life will pass, but death is very near. It's a shame that a bird wakes up earlier than you in the morning. The smartest intelligence is piety, and the stupidest stupidity is immorality. It is difficult to be patient, but wasting the reward of patience is much worse. Who keeps away from the nature of complaining often means that he invites a feeling of happiness. Without knowledge, charity is useless, while knowledge without charity is useless. When offering alms to a beggar, do it with humility and respect, because what you are offering is the offer. Do not look down on any Muslim, because even the lowest believer is great in the eyes of Allah. Fighting against unbelievers is jihad, but fighting against the evil within yourself is a greater jihad. Honesty is the most important attitude of trust, and to lie a lie is an attitude of betrayal. In fact, if a servant feels happy because of an adornment of the world, surely Allah will be angry until the servant takes off the adornment. 3 things that cannot be realized with. 3 other things are wealth with imagination, youth with imitation polishing, and health with medicine. I was chosen to be your leader even though I'm not the best person among you. Therefore help me if I am on the right path, and guide me if I am wrong. Be serious about preparing provisions for death. Surely life will give you abundantly. Never blame Allah in His responsibility, or Allah will drop you face down into the fires of hell. Man knows that he is weak, but strangely, he continues to disobey Him, Allah the Almighty. There is no good talk if it is not directed to gain the pleasure of Allah. So beware of arrogance, because in the end, you will return to the ground and your body will be eaten by worms. There is no benefit from money if it is not spent in the way of Allah. There is no good in a person if his stupidity overcomes his patience. Without action, knowledge is useless, and knowledge without action is useless. Fellow Muslims should live like brothers. We are tested with hardships, so we are patient, but when tested with pleasures, luxuries, we are almost impatient. The biggest truth is honesty, and the biggest lie is dishonesty. Whoever distances himself from the nature of complaining means he invites happiness. Be like a tree with dense fruit, growing by a road. The fruit was thrown with stones, but it was rewarded with fruit.